It is hard to imagine a world without The Simpsons. Since 1989, the yellow residents of Springfield have been making us laugh with their antics. But what if this American institution was transplanted into a foreign country? What if it was filtered through a completely different culture? Well, we don't need to wonder because we already know one such version exists. In fact, it's one of the most secretive countries in the world. Allow me to explain. North Korea is one of the most isolated countries in the world. It's notoriously difficult to get any information out of this authoritarian state. And as a result, very little of its population has ever seen an American TV show, let alone The Simpsons. That is exactly why the following video exists. It is the first known footage of The Simpsons in North Korea, but there is a twist. This is not an official version of the show. It's actually Kim Jong Un's own take on the series. We see Homer at his computer working on a PowerPoint presentation about the greatness of North Korea. He says, when someone mentions North Korea, some people might say, oh, that's the rocket-building, human rights abusing country that won't shut up about war. But North Korea is so much more than that. We also love The Simpsons. Suddenly, an ominous voice cuts him off. It's his boss, Mr. Burns, played by Dennis Rodman. He demands that Homer delete the presentation and to instead work on something celebrating the glorious leader, Kim Jong Un, and thus begins our tour through the bizarre world of North Korean Simpsons. Before we begin, however, we would like to pay respect to the true source of this video, the brilliant YouTubers at Knowing North Korea. They did a fantastic job analyzing every single frame of this footage. If you want to learn more about North Korean society, we highly recommend checking out their channel after this video. In this version of The Simpsons, Homer works for Mr. Burns at the Springfield nuclear power plant, and when we see his home life, things seem fairly similar to the original series. However, there is one key difference. Instead of Marge, Lisa, Maggie, and Bart, he has 3 children, Song, Rue, and Ree, all of whom appear to be boys. As we'll see later on, they do have distinctly different personalities. In this episode, Song is the eldest and most responsible son. Rue is the middle child who often whines and complains. And the youngest, Ree, doesn't speak at all. Interestingly, these names are not just random choices. They are extremely popular given names in North Korea today. According to the UN, Song is currently the most common name for boys born in the country, while Ree is used for both boys and girls. The reason why there are no daughters in this version of the family is due to North Korean tradition. The one-child policy was strictly enforced until recently, and families were legally only allowed to have 1 kid. Starting in 2021, the government began to allow 2 children per family, but the vast majority of parents still only have 1 or 2 kids. Because of this, you will rarely see a girl in this video. Another thing you'll notice is how young the children look. Even the eldest son looks to be no older than 10. This is again a nod to North Korean culture. Children are expected to behave and mature very quickly. You will often see teenagers with short haircuts wearing adult clothes. Teenage girls frequently wear makeup, and many children are involved in military drills. Overall, childhood is not a time for fun and games in North Korea. At school, things become even stranger. Apparently, Kim Jong Un has taken inspiration from another dictator, Adolf Hitler. Like the youth in Nazi Germany, North Korean children are indoctrinated into the regime from a very young age. They are taught that their leader is a godlike figure and must be obeyed at all times. One scene shows a teacher standing over a stack of books. He picks one up and dramatically announces, "The great leader, President Kim Il-sung." The students immediately drop to their knees and bow. Another segment shows the teacher playing a game with his class. One student stands in front of the class and is told to describe the perfect soldier. The student describes someone strong, disciplined, and obedient. Then the teacher drops to his knees and bows, saying, "Like me," which causes the other students to laugh. While these clips may seem comical, it's important to remember that the average North Korean teacher is in their 50s or 60s. They have likely been part of the education system since before it was cool to be cool. And they fully believe in the propaganda they are teaching. As the episode progresses, we get a better sense of daily life in North Korea. At one point, the family is watching a TV show together. It appears to be some sort of variety program featuring a musical performance. These types of shows are extremely popular in North Korea. Music and dance are seen as a way to boost morale and strengthen the nation. At another point, Homer and his friends are hanging out at Moe's Tavern. Again, things appear relatively normal. Moe's serving up Duff beer and everyone is having a good time. However, there is one major difference. North Korean citizens are not allowed to drink alcohol. It is illegal to buy, sell, or consume any form of alcohol within the country. So the entire tavern sequence was likely filmed outside of North Korea with actors who bear a striking resemblance to Moe, Lenny, and Carl. Outside of Springfield, we get another glimpse at North Korean society. A billboard advertises a Workers' Party of Korea rally. On the side of a building, we can see a poster of 3 people. From left to right, they are Kim Jong Un, his father, Kim Jong Il, and his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Together, they are known as the Dear Leaders. In another scene, we see a group of North Korean women walking down the street. They are all wearing the traditional white shirt and black skirt uniform. These uniforms were designed by Kim Jong Il, and ever since then, they have been worn by female government employees. While the men's uniform is a blue suit, women are only allowed to wear the white shirt and black skirt. Interestingly, this uniform is extremely recognizable. In fact, it has its own word, blouse. To this day, it remains a symbol of North Korea. Also, if you've ever wondered why North Korean defectors often wear the same type of clothing, now you know why. It's simply the style. For those wondering what the food is like in North Korea, we got you covered. One scene shows Homer eating a bowl of noodles with chopsticks. His sons ask him if he wants them to get some too, but he tells them no, that they should save their money. This is another subtle difference between the two countries. Food is scarce in North Korea, so people are often too poor to eat more than once a day. On top of that, there are severe shortages of basic goods. At one point, Homer goes to the store to pick up some cereal. But when he gets to the checkout, he learns that they are completely out. The cashier tells him that they haven't had any cereal in months. The Springfield of North Korea does not have a Whole Foods, but it does have a workers' store. Workers' stores are special shops reserved for government employees. They typically carry a variety of imported goods from China and are much nicer than regular stores. Everyone else shops at what is called a general store. They usually have bare shelves, but you can occasionally find rice, noodles, vegetables, and the occasional can of corned beef. Some of the most shocking differences between The Simpsons and North Korea and The Simpsons in America are the cameos. We see several American celebrities throughout the episode, including Dennis Rodman. As we mentioned earlier, he plays Mr. Burns and is shown bowling with Homer, Lenny, and Carl. You'll also spot Mike Tyson and Dennis Rodman at the bar. Other cameos include Billie Eilish, Jared Leto, and Katy Perry. All of these people have traveled to North Korea and have met with Kim Jong Un. The episode also features cameos from other dictators, including Saddam Hussein, Manuel Noriega, and Osama bin Laden. All of these people are dead, though, so perhaps this version of The Simpsons takes place in an alternate universe. Lastly, there is a cameo from someone you probably didn't expect, Dennis Rodman again. Yes, the professional basketball player turned actor makes a third appearance in the episode. He is shown performing a magic trick for Kim Jong Un, And at the end of the episode, he joins the rest of the cast for a group photo. This Dennis Rodman cameo is particularly interesting because he is the only person to appear twice in this version of The Simpsons. Aside from Kim Jong Un himself, Rodman is arguably the most famous person in this video. He has visited North Korea several times and is close personal friends with Kim Jong Un. The final scene is a dedication to Dennis Rodman, who apparently helped make this episode possible. It reads, "To our great friend Dennis Rodman, thank you for helping us make this video. We couldn't have done it without you. Come back soon." So what do you think? How does this version of The Simpsons compare to the original? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, be sure to like and subscribe for more amazing videos.